So I'm out here with Jefferson, and we're out here outside the shelter, right? And what's the name of the shelter?
Breaking Bread. Breaking Bread is the name of the shelter, and I've been here for almost a year now since it's been open.
How do they treat you in Breaking Bread?
Like I said, some of them are and some of them aren't. They say little underling things under the words. I say, why don't you speak to me plainly? I said, I'm going to play and act like I'm not saying anything. And, that's hypocrisy. There'll be a judgment day, and they think one thing.
Jefferson, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Okay, doing fine. But
Doing
fine.
fine.
I'm cold, but that doesn't mean nothing to me.
How long you been dealing with this cold out here?
Well, I've been out like almost 4 years because I went to, like I said, Mount Airy, and the drug users there, and there's so much drugs, and the police are doing stuff and covering up, and like it's a bad world, and he's gonna bring it to an end.
Okay, so we out here outside of the shelter. You're waiting to go in the shelter, right? Is this your first time in the shelter?
No, I've been here about 13 years ago. I think it was. I first came out. I was in jail for a while. I got out. Connect by night. Well, it's called something else, something mental health. But it was Connect by night. Originally, they just came out the terminal and put out a one of those traffic walkers with the light would go down to it. They would pick you up in vans and take you to churches. Within like a year later, they had Connect by night open and stayed there for on and off. But some of the people were so bad. One girl around here was so bad. I call her Marjorie, like it's Marjorie the trash people. Off of Fraggle Rock. I call her Marjorie the trash people. Fraggle Rock because she's loud and screaming. See, one day I was sitting next to a tree down there. All of a sudden she got a walker because somebody didn't like her loud mouth. They plowed in over the truck right down the street here. And but she does start trouble. Throws food at cars and stuff. Some guy came up with one of them carts. He gave it to her and said, here, go away now. They'll start trouble. So then she picked up and threw that and they started beat me with her walker. So I called 911 and walked away. And she started walking. It ended up over there across the street, right near Breaking Bread. And she started beating the guy. He called the cop came. Yeah, and they called come there, but don't talk to her anymore. I said, I wasn't talking to her anyway. I just sat next to the tree. Well, don't talk to her. I said, can you put your light on, please, your camera? And she said, okay, there you go. He said, I don't want you to talk to her. I said, I never talked to her. She just starts trouble. She's got a loud mouth. She gets to everybody's face. She screams. She's too mentally ill to be out in the street. I'd be
Okay.
out here on a warm night because I'd rather be here by myself. And she would be kicked out 2, 3, from like 4 o'clock and morning, rah, 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 screaming, And like some of these people, they're not getting their medicine and injections, and it's just kind of wild.
Okay.
And like
And
I'm a very calm, rational person, but no one else seems to be that calm and rational. But there's the enemy angels and good ones.
what's the treatment like in these shelters?
Well, one night I gotta watch out for this, and one day I had my phone plugged in, and in the morning, a couple hours later, I said, my phone's missing, right? And they said, well, no, we can't do nothing about it. And I said, well, I can't. I came in and got an old phone, and tapped in my phone started, beep, and somebody put it in their bag. So, like the Chinese don't have a bad thing. At least in China, they say, oh, you got some people like rats in a trap. But you got your own bed, your own cot. You pull a metal thing with bars, and you lock it. It's your space. No one's going to break in. You lock it. You got a key around your neck, and you're safe. Your property's safe. The Chinese take care of their people better than in America.
How did you initially become homeless?
Why did I come here?
No, how did you become homeless?
Homeless? Okay. I was up at a place called the Upland Woods, and I had an apartment. The people there said, "Oh, so and so had a subsidy and stuff." They would lie. They didn't give me furniture, so I would lay around. I had a bed and stuff, so I stayed in my house. But the girl upstairs kept flooding her apartment, and I kept saying, "Look, And eventually, I was there after 5.5 years. The ceiling collapsed in the bathroom. The fire marshal, oh, there's too much fungus here. You have to leave. So first, just before that happened, they said there was too much fungus in there, right? And I said, look, the mold is getting moldy. I told Horizon House I wanted a $350 steam cleaner with the antibacterial stuff. And they said, oh, okay. So they came back the next week with $150. I said, what's this for? She said, a vacuum. I said, you're not going to clean mold off walls and disinfect with, a vacuum. Okay. I said, well, that's all they gave you. So they fucked up and they messed up mismanaged my federal funds. Yet I can't do that myself. I'm intelligent enough to know when I need a steam cleaner. Uh, I'm very good at mathematics. You can give me a math test, I can fill out a check and everything. I know how. I just didn't used to do it. And so I let them do it. And they said, oh, we want you this and that and this and that. And they kept feeding me into the system. You see, like I was saying, I have ADD severely and become, but there's no money involved. You understand? A lot of these people are this way, homeless and stuff, and they'll be getting psychiatric when they actually. I've talked to a lot of people when they took speed and stuff, they calmed down. But there's no money in that. See what I'm saying? A psychiatric patient, long term, a clinic, everybody's got a job. I was talking to Dr. Hollander, Horizon.
So wait.
For cancer, and she said there's no money.
So how did you lose the house?
Like I said, the ceiling collapsed, and the fire marshal came in and said there's too much fungus to buy a head. After so many weeks now, my old neighbor told me that they had plowed down the apartment complex. About a month ago, I got a call that I had an electric bill from that area. I haven't been there in almost 4 years now. Now, how, and that's Merricky, a psychiatric place up there. Why would they still be billing the state and saying, that subsidy thing? See, this is a big scam. The psychiatric mental illness thing, they're not giving people what they need. They know a lot of stuff about volumes, about paradoxical reactions. They are not treating people actually for what they have. They are giving them drugs that aren't they don't even know.
Okay, so where did you go after you left the house?
The apartment there? Okay,
Yeah.
I went back here to Connect where I stayed for a little while, and then I went.
And what's
living out the
Connect?
street on a highway and stuff, and the medial barriers.
What's Connect?
Right there, around the corner. It's called Connect by night, but
Is it a
right
shelter?
around here. But now it's called some kind of mental health.
Okay, so what is it though?
It's a mental health place for homeless people.
Okay, got you.
And I recently went to get a bus pass, and they said, no, we already got bus passes for people with money. If you're destitute, they're not going to give you anything. Oh, some people they will, but not me. They didn't like the idea of me blowing the whistle on them about being corrupt. I
Okay,
just
so
like corruption.
were you able to work?
Not physically, no. I have pneumonia, and
Okay.
they won't treat me I blew the whistle in the hospital, too. You hear about like a month after I called up the LA Times and the New York Times, and I told them that they were practicing eugenics, which is they murder who they don't like, people with low IQs or inability to work. And then the nurse stood up inside the hospital at Delaware County Memorial Hospital and said, he knows what we're up to. We said, call Marshall, plant drugs on him, throw him in prison. And he said, nah, the cops will come in, look around, and they won't say nothing, And
So you're unable.
So I called the LA Times and the New York Times. A month later, the complaint on Delaware County was that the staff had left. It's called bailing. There were 600 men in Florida injected with syphilis, black men. But Miss Everly Boy, they wanted to see how 600 black men would die from syphilis.
Oh, so you're unable to work.
Right now I am, because I have monolysis that's eating away at my feet. Monolysis is like a kind of a woman's yeast infection, but men can get it too off their wives when they have sex with them or whatever. And so eventually, from being run down, because I've had pneumonia, mycoplasma pneumonia, which they won't treat totally or wipe out and keep coming back. I've had that now for 4 years, and you can live up to 5 years with it. So this is probably my last year of life from a common pneumonia, which could be treated. I asked the doctor recently down at Crozier Chester. I said, could you give me 500 milligrams of deoxycycline twice a day for 6 weeks? My Catholic doctor gave it to me in 1977, and it was disease was wiped out, and I was cured. And I said, could you give me that? He said, I'm not giving you that much. They gave me 6 tablets of zithromycin. That's enough to last for 3 days. All right? I mean, that wasn't too cool. And they, like the doctor inside said, why didn't you just lay down and die? They don't like you, you know? And I said, I know they don't, you know? That's because I just don't like corruption. And if the world is corrupt and the world has become evil, then maybe God, you know? I watched a movie lately where they said they're starting to take creatures up. Aliens are coming down and taking up like 2 elephants and stuff. They said, what did they do? They collected all the animals up. He said the flood.
Okay. Now, was there any drug use? Like, did you use any drugs?
Yeah, yeah. When I was about 11, I think it was. They did a song about that, really. In the summer of '69, when Black Sabbath and a couple other heavy metal came out, I had been smoking. I started smoking PCP because PCP is okay for kids, but they found out when you go through puberty, right? Well, PCP at first was an anesthetic in a hospital for children, and they use it for 30 years. Bang, bam! This is great. Let's try it on an adult now. This is going to be a great wonder drug. They gave a woman in her 30s an injection of a couple grams. When she came out, they recorded and wrote down everything she was saying, right? And within 24 hours, nationwide ban of PCP for any reason other than animals. Because you talk far out when you take that stuff.
Okay. Do you think drugs played a part in you being out here?
Well, no, as an adult, I only took the PCP about 8 times as an adult, and when I realized how bad it was, I just didn't take it no more.
Okay. So you
I would
didn't.
still take it, but only a tiny dose because they even said they wanted to reintroduce PCP in Congress. In fact, they had in 5, 10, and 15 milligrams. The street dosage is about 30. You can't take a street dose; that's too much. Well,
Okay.
one bag that they usually use, they'll do 2.
So you don't do no drugs no
No,
more.
and right now, no, and what do you call it? PCP. It's
Now, I
called
mean now.
no medicine or drugs at all.
Okay.
And now and then I get a beer or a wine cooler down there. And but right now I smoke tobacco. But they got it's called ketamine. Have you heard of that? Ketamine clinics,
No.
but you have to pay for it. Ketamine, ketamine is a dissociative like PCP. Dissociative, where like that cough medicine, that dextromethorphan. But
Mhm.
if you take it, you see, a dissociative drug, which is an excellent drug, when you take it, right, you suddenly feel like you're disassociated from your depression, the problems around you. You feel disassociated from it. You're no longer bothering you. You no longer feel like you're a part of the rat race. You
Mm.
suddenly feel like a normal person again. That's why they give ketamine, but you have to have money. No insurance covers it. I've tried the ones in the media, the ones up Philly. Oh no, you have to pay cash, and it's so many hundreds of dollars.
What do you think is needed to help you or help your situation right now?
To get the pin out of my head, my light goes away. That's it. A small surgery. And one guy told me, he said, nobody's going to help you. You have to do it yourself. So I got to get a goddamn chisel a chunk out of my brain and my head to get this pin out, and I can go back to normal. I can stitch up myself. I know how. I need a couple $100 to get what I need. I was thinking I wanted to see if there was one person, only one person on the planet who cared. But then I found out that one person said nobody cares at all. Nobody cares against anybody else. It's just a cold-hearted world that has become evil. Alone in life where no one understands you. It seems strange. You ever heard that song, Twisted Transistor?
Okay, and
Because I
what
talk to people sometimes and they say, oh.
what advice would you give to anybody so they wouldn't go through a situation like this?
Uh, well, don't let them get a hold of your money. You can build a ship and go back home. You already know how. You ever saw that movie, The Thing? You look in Delaware County Daily Times, they found the ship out there in my house at 902 Randall. It remarks me much a disc they found. It looks just like the thing. Remember the movie Carpenter's Thing? It comes in the atmosphere. Well, remarkably enough, looks like that. And I know how they raise things up from the dead. He made a movie called My Favorite Martian.
I
He
saw that.
said that, I was on a routine mission when that's about all it was. A routine mission to examine the planets in the last ice age. You know,
Okay, man,
last study.
Fred. Listen, thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to continue to helping you and connecting with you. Any last thing you want to say to the viewers?
No, 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 no. Long live life and prosperity.
Okay, man.
And
Done.
another thing is the way of the dragon. Yeah, this is all my belongings. Don't have any value to it.
There's no value to it.
No, there ain't no nothing valuable in here.
All right, man.
Take care.
All right.